Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's training and information provision session. We'll be covering the topic financial empowerment for seniors. Basically, we'll be looking at becoming secured, smart, and independent. Before we go further, I want to introduce myself. My name is Chuks Okoye, and I want also to inform you that this course is sponsored by the Government of Canada New Horizon for Seniors, support for seniors and empowerment. Some of you have been to other classes, other training sessions. We've covered seniors and mental health awareness, digital literacy workshop, and where there are more coming, we will also be looking at elders abuse workshop for seniors, and we'll be looking at financial fraud and scam awareness. Part of my presentation will be touching on financial fraud and scam awareness, but it's not in great details, as will be revisited by other presenters. Today, we are going to look more closely to how you can become financially secured and be smart and be independent in dealing with things to do with your finances. Uh, as a seniors, you will be thinking of at some point retiring or retired. Therefore, there is the need to understand how to manage your finances, especially when you're no longer actively working or full-time working as you have been doing for some time. There is need to be prudent in trying to secure yourself financially, not because you have a lot of money or don't have a lot of money, but understanding how to keep yourself in control, smart and independent in dealing with your financial matters. We'll be providing tools and knowledge to enhancing your financial confidence. And before we get into the main aspect of this course, I want to give you the overview, the course outline on what we're going to be looking at. This virtual course is divided into three parts: foundation of financial well-being, understanding your financial landscape, financial literacy, budgeting and fraud prevention, um, building financial confidence, and planning for the future. Now, the first one may be familiar to some people who worked in financial sector or who have done things with to do with uh, bookkeeping and stuff. So financial literacy will include, as I will look at it with you in greater detail, will include knowing the source of your income and being able to understand what you expect to get every month or every week or every 2 weeks. You need to also understand ways you can earn a living or make money without working the way you have worked before, i.e., working full time or part time. Are there opportunities that the government, the system have in place for you to be able to deal with your overheads? Budgeting is simply going to be looking at those aspects of prudence that we need to know how much we have and how much we are spending, and know what we don't need to spend money on in order to be able to spend money on some other things. Of course, fraud prevention is to protect you from the scam that is almost a daily occurrence in the life of seniors, and indeed in the life of people in Canada at the moment, because a lot of fraudsters are being ingenious or coming up with new ideas or new scheme or plan to defraud people. So as seniors, you should be aware of this because the seniors constitute a greater percentage of people targeted by these fraudsters. And of course, managing money with purpose. Will focus on smart banking, debt management, insurance, and emergency planning. There is possibility that some of you may already know uh, some information about banking, and your bankers and your personal bankers or the bank you use may have provided you with smart opportunities the bank have for you to save cost on fees, and then banking in the sector that can give you greater interest rates than the other. Debt management, we'll be looking at how you can look after yourself by not taking debts that are unnecessary and dealing with uh, paying back debts that you have already. These all these kind of impact on each other in a way, because when you're budgeting, you're looking at how much do I own and how much do I have to pay this month, and then how much is left for me. The insurance part of things is going to be an interesting aspect of being able to have a goal in mind and how you want to either provide for your descendants or provide for yourself while alive. There are products there in the insurance sector that can assist you achieve that. Um, and the emergency planning, do you keep anything aside in the times of scarcity and in terms of health related issues as well? And do you have policies that cover you for some health related challenges? Of course, there is government support in those areas, which we will also be visiting. Planning for the future, sustaining financial independence, recruitment planning, sorry, retirement planning, investment and investing, accessing community resources. Of course, we're going to look into that. What plan have you got for retiring? Do you have investment? Are you accessing the community or if I may say, the government opportunities for seniors? Do you know about them? What is out there for seniors? This day one, I'm going to be focusing more on financial well-being. Financial well-being. How do you how do you make yourself well financially? Put it that way. What are your financial goals? Because that is the starting point. When you recognize what your financial goal is, you then decide how to pursue it. There are different ways to look at it. What are your top 1 to 2 financial goals at this stage of your life? I mean, we are different stages of our life. Of course, the age bracket varies. So at each point, there are things that are important to you. Some are at the verge of paying off their mortgage, some have paid off their mortgage. Is your financial goal to pay off remaining debts? Some have no mortgage at all, so but they may have credit card debt or other debt. Is your goal to pay off your remaining debt? Saving for travel and leisure, is that your goal? Supporting grandchildren, education, is that your goal? Downsizing or relocating? We know with seniors, this is often popular. Sometimes you have big house when you had younger children. After they leave the nest, it may be unnecessary to keep the big house. You want to downsize, you want to go to a different location. Is that your goal? Leaving a legacy or charitable giving? Some may want to give things to their family members or the charity organization they like. Normally, this may be provided in their will. Uh, so these are part of your financial goal. Each of these will require a different sort of operation or mindset or activities to achieve this goal. Are you building an emergency fund so that whatever your financial goal is determines what gets priority in your financial independence and in your financial well-being? Because in order to achieve the goal, you need to be able to know what to do to achieve it and be willing and ready to actually take those steps to achieving it. Financial literacy basics, understanding income source. The first thing you may think about is, where does my income come from? Again, depending on your age, it may be you're still working, and then that way you're still earning income from your job. Or if you've retired and no longer working, are you depending on pension? There is government employer sponsored retirement plan. There is the Social Security, the CPP, the OAS, key benefits and eligibility investment, interest, dividend, and annuity and rental income. These are potential income channels for seniors, and indeed for non-seniors, especially the areas that will pertain to anybody who will be investment side. But there are government regulations and stipulations as to when you get the CPP or the OAS. I will look into that with you very soon, whether you're eligible and the benefits that you can access at different points in your life. Budget creation and management, you will create your own budget tailored to individual lifestyle and financial need. As I have emphasized, age is different, interest is different, goals are different, so that in your own mind, you know what your goal is. And that way you can then budget and then tailor it towards that goal. Tackling expenses and cash flow. Of course, you're going to be monitoring your spending and maintaining healthy cash flow to ensure financial stability. This is very important because very often seniors are likely to overspend because they are keen to look after children and look after uh, grandchildren, especially when children are not doing well financially. Seniors are often those parental instincts might compel extra help to family members, and that way you may find yourself financially destabilized. And that could be very challenging. Remember, at this age, as a senior, you don't want too much stress in your life because even your body is not as you used to be to take any stressful punches. So make conscious decision to keep your financial life stable. You can advise and guide, but make sure you leave liquidity, you leave cash flow for yourself, because you cannot go extra mile. As to younger people may take extra job. There are a whole bunch of things younger people can do to make ends meet, but as seniors, you may not be able to embark on that without breaking yourself or causing health related concerns to yourself. So be careful and ensure your cash flow is always stable. Building financial confidence. Use practical tools to avoid mistakes and make informed financial decisions. Again, I've touched on that. Where you spend your money, how you spend your money, who you give your money, is part of the decision making. And before you go spending your money or giving it out, you need to recognize that you may not get more than you get every month. And there is no, it is not reasonable to exhaust your money when you know it's not going to come from anywhere, because you'll be without, and you don't want to be in that position. That's part of the purpose of this training, to keep you stable, keep your finances stable, be in control of your finances, and always know where you're spending and where you ought not to spend. I mean, if you have a lot of surplus, of course, budgeting will help you to plan not to liquidate those surplus and find yourself in a financial stressful situation. Right. We come to those nice things government has in place. Government and employer-sponsored retirement. You see, there are broadly two ways to look at it. The defined benefit plan, which is uh, normally with employer. Some of you may have been contributing to some employer pension plan. When it is defined benefit, what it means is that a fixed monthly income is put away from your salary year by year. Employer bears the risk of that investment, so that when that money is put away, a certain amount is promised to be paid to you upon retirement. That money is supposed to come from where the employer is investing the money. And sometimes investment can go up and down. If it goes up, the employer is fine. If it goes down, they are at risk, because they're going to still pay what is agreed in that policy. Then there is the defined contribution plans. Contribution from employee and employer are invested. Retirement income depends on investment performance. Employee bears the investment risk. So this is the option where you can get more from this plan, because if investment is going up, you're going to get more. If it's going down, you're going to get less. So you bear the risk of whether or not the plan is the investment part of the plan is doing well or not. The combined features of this DB and DC are partial guarantee and partial flexibility. Perhaps this may be a convenient place to dwell, but it's a case of what have you got in place. If you don't know, you may have to ask now. For those still in employment, those who have left employment, it may well be you can't change anything now, but simply understand why you're getting what you're getting. Contributions are tax deferred. Growth inside the plan is not taxed until withdrawn. And then I guess that's self-explanatory, because the advantage of this contribution you're making is that you're gonna, when you were working, or if you're still working, you have your pay stub come with tax on your income. That part that was taken out tax free. And then now that you're getting it back, it's going to be taxed, so that you understand. There are other options like group RRSPs, and deferred profit service sharing may also be offered by your employers. If you have not heard about any of this, it may well be good to ask your employer about these facilities, so that you can readily connect to it if you're still in that employment stage. There is also the Social Security, CPP, and OAS key benefits and eligibility. The Canada Pension Plan, normally referred to as CPP, is contributory in nature and funded by payroll deduction. You will see on your pay stub that there is deductions made called CPP. This money is put away and given to the government by your employer, and at least one valid contribution during one's work life must be made. Can start as early as the age of 60, but what you're going to receive, that's you can start withdrawing or getting this benefit at the age of 60, but it may be reduced standard at 65 or delayed to 70. Then you're going to get higher, up to 42% more. If you have resources to wait until you're 70 to start getting the CPP pension, you may get a lot more. So that I think the government is encouraging people to leave that contribution longer. Therefore, they compensate by paying more. But you're entitled to start getting it from the age of 60 if you need to. But you need to bear in mind that you have that option to receive money from the government pension. A maximum monthly payment at the age of 65 is about 1,433 by this year, 2025, indexed to inflation and taxable income, so that if you're getting this benefit or this pension, it's also affected by inflation. And if you have other income as well, it may impact on it, and then it can be taxed, as it's already been said, because when it was taken out of your pay stub, it was not taxed. Then you have old age security, which is often called OAS. You must be residents and to benefit from this this plan. You must have been in the UK as a permanent resident. Sorry, you must have been in Canada as a permanent resident. You must have worked and contributed also. The eligible age for this is 65 plus. Citizens and legal residents that live in Canada for at least 10 years after the age of 18 to 20 years if living abroad. So it's not automatic. There are these criteria that you must meet to be able to get this benefit. Maximum monthly pay in this year of 2025 is 727, includes supplement like GIS, guaranteed income supplement for lower income seniors. So if your income is, because it's probably going to be difficult to survive on 727, but if you need to, if you qualify, you can apply for additional benefit as well. Details of this can be explored further in the next course, and we going to look at it in detail. But just know that there is the CPP possibility, the pension, and there is the old age security benefit that is available. And there is also the option for those who are still able to do so. It may be a good thing to invest to prepare yourself for retirement by putting away some money for later, more or less. Interest income. This can be from savings account, GIC, and bonds, safe but low return. See, this is something you may consider to put away some money in interest yielding account. It may not be a lot of compensation, but at least you're making a stable income through that. Dividends are paid by Canada corporations. Eligible dividend receives tax credit making them tax efficient. Dividend is normally when you have invested in a corporation and they come annually. Normally, they look at what they're going to give to the shareholders, and you get some money from the share you have bought in corporations, and some of them may be tax-free. Annuity, insurance contracts providing guaranteed income for life or a fixed term, usually for longevity risks. Again, this is depending on how you want to structure it, but you need to be able to have some money you may put away with an agreement with the operatives. Normally, insurance companies may have this product where you put a lump sum away and have an agreement to be paid a particular amount every year until, some may say, until certain age or until they're no longer in this world. So that way there is a preparedness for additional income when retirement fully sets in. Rental income, those who have bought property, and this can offer you steady cash, but requires property management and carries market risk. What that means is that the rental income may be influenced by the interest rate. If you are still paying mortgage, that is, on this property, interest rate goes up, the money you pay may go up depending on the product you have, whether you have a fixed mortgage agreement or you have a variable one. So, but if you finish paying mortgage on the property, then every money you get as rent is more like additional income for you. So those are for those who have properties they are renting, or some may decide to rent part of their residence because it's big and it can make income for them. And then you have all these tax considerations. Interest is fully taxable. Dividend, benefit from dividend tax credit. Capital gain tax at 50%, inclusive of rates. What that is saying is if you have put money in the company and then you have dividend paid to you, some of them may be taxed. Sometimes you may have also bought, or you may have a company that is making money. That also will impact on your shares and they may be taxed. And when you have uh, capital gain, like your property is sold, you bought it for 100,000, now you sold it for 200,000. Those additional 100,000 will be taxed at 50%. 50% can go to you, and then the other 50, which is like 50,000 you take, then the other 50,000 will be taxed. It's good to know this in case you want to dispose of property at retirement and want to, or as a senior and want to receive the cash, so that you know that there is tax, capital gain tax. Right. Those are, we've just covered some options open to seniors in terms of income level or income channel. You notice that employment was not visited in that conversation, but it is possible that that could be part of your income channel. But the key we're going to look at now on what I have shared, avoiding common financial pitfalls and identifying financial scam. You see, it doesn't matter how much you may have or cash flow, if you don't protect yourself against these dangerous operation of some fraudsters out there, your income or your savings or your fallback money can disappear overnight. So we have identifying financial scam, learn how to recognize common fraud scheme that target seniors and the tactics scammers use. As I said, more will be said about this because it's an important topic and it's been happening a lot in our communities. Protecting personal information is part of how you protect yourself from data fraud, and which can turn into data theft, which can turn into financial fraud. Financial Safe financial transactions, recognize the importance of secure transaction, and avoid predatory tendencies of the fraudsters. Real life examples, will review some cases that demonstrate common scam and how to respond effectively. This is an important area. You have different people that come up with different ways of trying to scam people. One of them is the phishing, trying to encourage seniors to click on things that are infested with virus or things that will give them access to important information they shouldn't have about you. You need to be concerned about that, and you need to be able to overcome that. Let me make this a little bigger because this is kind of I don't know if you can see it now. I'm making it bigger more. Okay. I think it's more visible now. Hopefully, the person that was concerned about not seeing it can see it better now. Okay. Yeah. You can see phishing scam. Phishing scam is an attack where a scammer calls you, texts you, or emails you and uses social media to trick you into clicking a malicious link, downloading malware, and sharing sensitive information. You must be vigilant when you're getting these calls and getting this uh, link that you don't know exactly where it comes from. Do not fall for it. Do not click on them. You have the grandparent scam. Grandparent scam, also called emergency scam, common scam that target seniors. These scams usually involve a phone call from someone who pretends to be your grandchild. Be careful and avoid this sort of thing. Phone and voicemail scam. You receive a call or a voicemail from a criminal who is posing to be a government agency and member of the law enforcement, telling you stuff about government is coming after you unless you pay this amount. Be careful about that. If you Then there's the romance scam. These are some online people who may want to suggest love to you and preach all their affection for you. Do not fall for it. Seek to meet them in person. Begin to ask them questions about how you can meet and to have a camera call. The trigger or the flag you must look for is when they start to ask you for money for one thing or the other. Do not listen to that. There are tips on how to protect yourself regarding this scam. You will notice that almost all the scam will have something to do with phone call. It will have something to do with email or with um, remote communication style, because it's not the case where somebody knock your door and want to come in. Those ones are different kind of issues. But when they are using all these technology to gain access either to your data or to your information or to your bank or to lead you into believing that they are who they say they are, meanwhile they are not. You're going to be careful. When you receive call the sender to verify legitimacy. If you receive a call from your bank, hang up and call back. Some will call and say, oh, I'm from your bank. Can you give me your SIN number? Never do that. Or can start asking you any question, just cut the line and call back the number. You will realize that it's not your bank. Always be wary of link or attachment that weren't as you were not expecting. Do not be in a haste to click emails or attachments to it, especially if you're not sure of the source. Avoid sending sensitive information over email or text. When they ask you certain things, do not give it to them. Never offer information to the caller. Ask the caller a few personal questions. Press your caller for details. I mean, how can your bank call you and they don't know your name or your details? They have it already. Some may pretend and say, we want to verify it's you. Like I said already, just cut the line off and call back, and you will realize that it wasn't your bank. Or if they say it's your bank, cut off the line and call your bank number. Say, did anyone call me? And they will guide you more. Never provide your credit card number over the telephone or in the internet. Never wire money to someone under uncertain conditions. If you receive a call from a scammer, hang up or delete the voice message, delete the number, block it if you must, and never entertain such call. You can contact Canada Anti-Fraud Center. If you Google that, you're going to see their number. The point, although, is that these people may have different numbers they use. So you might block one number, they use another one. But what is true is that you're better off blocking any number that you find to be suspicious. At some point, they're going to run out of numbers to use. So that way you can keep yourself safe. If your love interests ask you to send money, be very suspicious. Ask them for a recent photo or video, call them to have a face-to-face chat. Fraudsters often claim they are in another part of the world as the reason for not being able to meet in person. Yes, if they are, then make a video phone call and then get to see the person. For some reason, they will put a different photo on their DP, display picture, and they will have loads of fictitious images on their website or their social media. So you're seeing the wrong person. Insist on camera call. If they are giving you excuses, then be wary. Don't send any money. For more information, you can contact Elder Abuse Prevention Center. It's on the screen there. The phone number is 416-916-4778. The website is there. You can also contact Canada Anti-Fraud Center. You can access them online. They have loads of information on how you can overcome all these scammers. And Elder Abuse Prevention Ontario will be very helpful in assisting you to overcome these fraudsters. It's important. Do not wait to lose your money or hard-earned savings before you take this seriously. so that identifying financial scam is important. The common scams targeting seniors are fake SRA tax calls. They will call and say, oh, you're owing CRA money, and they're going to come and arrest you unless you send the money today, and they want to force you into uh, sending money because they bring this fear and want to lure you into submission. Do not fall for that. Lottery or prize scam, you didn't play lottery, you didn't go into any context, and somebody is telling you you've won, and you are telling you stuff about lottery. Be wary. It is not real. Tech support fraud. Be careful about people who wants to pretend that something has gone wrong with your system and they need to access it to be of assistance. You got to be careful of tactics scammers use. Normally, they will present this urgency as to the reason why money should be paid immediately. They bring this fear as to reason why this money shall be paid so that you don't get into trouble, and they can impersonate. So be careful not to fall for any of those. If you stay vigilant, you will escape every of these calls, that you may be able to preserve your resources, because all they want is your money, and you don't want to lose it, because at this stage of your life you don't really have a lot of uh, capabilities of making money as you made when you were a lot younger. Right. Personally, protecting personal information. Never share your SIN, bank details, or password via email or phone. Like somebody calling you for your bank details, or sending email and saying all sorts of things, requesting your bank details of or don't share it or your SIN number. They can use it to go and access your details or clone another you somewhere and begin to access your um, your database and your bank and your financial your finances. Use strong password and enable two-factor authentication. Some of you may know what that is. It is these days the financial institution, and indeed lots of organizations that operate online will want to give you two-factor authentication, so that when you try to log into your account, they want to send a text to your phone or send an email to your email account. So that way, even if what they are trying to protect is if a scammer is trying to scam by trying to access your account, they may not have your phone as well. So the text to your phone, they're not going to get it, therefore they will not have access. But if you don't set up that two-factor authentication and they get hold of your password online through any of these means they deploy, they can access your account without you knowing. So it's important you have these two-factor authentication to be able to protect yourself from this fraudster. Sensitive documents should be destroyed and disposed of in a sensitive manner. Do not think because you've cut your credit card and put it in the bin that is safe. No, they can take those credit card and piece it together and still see the number. So make sure you shred them and dispose of them separately so that it cannot be put together again. The same with any document like bank statement. Do not just chuck old bank statement into the bin and thinking is safe, but shred them properly that the information there cannot be pieced together. Okay, safe financial transactions. Use secured website. There are things to look out for. If you can see this sign that is on this image, like a padlock and the HTTPS icon, those are secured and more trustworthy. Avoid sending money via wire transfer or gift card. Understand and avoid predatory lending practices. This will be revisited in our next class so that you will understand more how these people will come with all stories about how they can grant you loan and all those things. And meanwhile, what they are trying to do is simply to scam you by getting your details, and they are not really lenders. If they want to lend you money, you need to know the organization they are representing. And if you know the organization they are representing, you want to go online and check them out. Don't pass your information unless you're satisfied that they are actual representative of the organization they profess to be representing. Right, real life example. Senior loses 5,000 to fake SRA call. This is something that has happened to somebody. And these people will call and say, you're owing a CRA 5,000 or 10,000, but you need to pay 5,000 now. Otherwise, we're going to take you to court. And some people have responded by paying just to get out of trouble. You don't have to do that. Hang up that phone immediately. Report to the Canada Anti-Fraud Center. Contact your bank uh, if you find out that your funds were transferred to these fraudsters so that they can retrieve it or block it timelessly. If you have made that mistake and realize, go to your bank as soon as you realize it was fraud, and see if your bank can still follow up and stop the transaction. But more importantly is to be vigilant, not to get involved in this, not to be a victim of this scam operation. This is real. Top types of elders abuse. You can see in US and in Canada, although this data focuses on US, but this is all over. You got to understand this scam is running into million. You can see investment scam is 1.2 million, or 1.2 billion rather. Sorry about that. 1.2 billion investment scam. They came and say, oh, put your money here, you're going to make X amount of money in a year or 2 years, but they're not investing any money. They just want to get your money and run off with it. Therefore, you need to be very careful about where you're investing your money. They will come with different kind of style. There is a business email, uh, compromise scam. You can see we're talking about 590 million, 385 million, 382 million, 357 million for different type of scam. The government impersonation scam is about 180 million. This is happening to people. These figures are people's money. They have swindled. Therefore, you will be very vigilant not to allow yourself to be a victim of this. Because if they take your money and you can't recover it, it will be dangerous. It will be terrible. Take it seriously and be vigilant. Be alert because this is real. Now we're going to deal with something particularly personal and particularly under your control. We've looked at how to avoid losing your money. We first looked at how to make money, i.e., how to where your income comes from. We talked about the government, the potentials of investment. We talked about channels of investment, both corporation or real property, land and houses, investment and government benefits. And we talked about how you can protect yourself against losing your money. Now, let's assume, as we believe, that you are protected yourself against somebody defrauding you. You have your money intact, and every income is coming in every month. Question is, how do you make sure that the money coming every month is not lost? How do you protect yourself from overspending, uh, buying things you don't need, wasting money, and running out of cash? And that's where we're going to focus now, the importance of budgeting. See, budgeting empowers seniors to manage fixed income by understanding income and expenditure clearly, categorizing income and expenditure, identifying all income sources and separate expenses into fixed and variable, um, for the benefit of tackling your financial expenses. And when we say variable, it's like things you buy every month, like every week or month, or like groceries, they can change. There are fixed expenses, like if you're still paying mortgage, you already know this money will be paid every month. There are things you may need to buy this week and next week you don't need to buy them. So they fluctuate. You're going to categorize your income and expenses, identifying all income sources and determining which one is avoidable and which one is not avoidable. To do this, there are lots of digital opportunities that exist, and that will include digital apps and spreadsheets, simplify budgeting, and things that can provide real-time insight into your spending habit. Mint is one of them, free app for creating budget and tracking spending. There is also You Need a Budget, YNAB, helps you plan ahead and allocate every dollar to where spent, you can spend them or how you have spent them. There's the Google Sheet or Excel customizable template for personal budget. And there is the Pocket Guard, which shows how much disposable income you have. You got to Google this and find what works for you. But to have a budgetary habit is very useful, because if you don't, you may have a lot of money only to realize that you go to your bank account, you don't find money, and you will feel like somebody has defrauded you, but nobody actually defrauded you. The trouble is that you were not tracking your expenses and cash flow. Expenses monitoring, therefore, as you can see on the screen, is a daily thing. You got to monitor your expenses and help yourself identify spending pattern and potential areas of overspending for better control. There are many things we buy that we don't need. I don't know about you, but I know I have things in my wardrobe that I bought and I haven't used after a couple of months, and some are forgotten actually. If you have eyes on this, you don't need to buy them. You have to categorize your expenses, dividing expenses into fixed and variable, clarifying which cost is essential and which one is not, which one is adjustable, which one can be reduced, and which one can be increased. Bill payment alert. Setting reminder for bill payment prevents late fees and helps you maintain good credit standing. Using app, expense tracking app provides real-time updates with visual spending report, simplifying financial management. These tools are very helpful, as they will help you not to stress out with the cold calling of utility companies or uh, lenders of different kinds. If you use them, you're going to get alerts and reminders. You may use your phone as well to set up alarm on the particular day of the month when you're supposed to be paying bill, or the week if you're paying weekly or bi-weekly, so that you get a reminder, and that way you keep on top of it. And then the budgeting keeps money ready for that, because in your plan, you have also been able to set up the budgeting plan, and you have therefore put in place those things that you need to have an eye on. Because if you have a budget, you can then do what is often called budget analysis or financial analysis or variance analysis, and you'll be able to see whether you're keeping to your budget, whether you're overspending, whether you're underspending, whether you have surplus, whether you have deficit. So these will help you manage your financial situation more effectively. There are other digital tools you can use to track your expenses. I have them on the screen. Tracking expenses and cash flow. There's one called Spendee, and you have good budget, envelope budget system to manage cash flow. And you have banking apps. Most Canadian banks, RBC, TD, Scotia, CIBC, offer built-in expense tracking. So you might just go to your online banking and see those tools and make use of them. They are often handy and very useful. Building financial confidence. There is the Credit Karma Canada free credit score monitoring. Even your banks have tools for checking your credit rating. My CRA account government portal for managing benefits and tax information securely is another tool to consider. You have Well Simple, easy to use platform for investing and financial planning. These tools are something you will explore. Spend time to fiddle with it and get some understanding of it, because in the long run, they're going to be of immense help to helping you maintain your financial independence, maintain your financial control, and be in charge of your finances. Conclusion, key takeaways is to understand your main income source and how they impact your financial plan. Learn the basic creation and maintenance of your budget. You got to be able to create your budget, and you got to be able to maintain them. Recognize common scam and fraudster tactics targeting seniors, and avoid being a victim using the tips I've given you so far, and many more you will get from those websites I've given you. Commit to safeguarding personal information and practicing safe financial habits. As you can see, we've exhausted a lot of time. I will ask you to prepare your questions for day two. Given all that I have said, reflect on it, make note of your questions, and on managing money with confidence, make note of your question on all the things we have talked about. Make note of them, and you will see when we come next time, I will deal with all those questions that you may have, including any experience you want to share. It would be good to also do some research yourself or visit those websites that I have talked about, so that our day two, if you have issues or confusion or concern, we can make it more interactive if that be the case. But otherwise, if not, we might have a shorter session in day two as I provide you further information on this key important message of financial empowerment and being in charge of your finance as a senior, and becoming secured and being smart and being independent. Unless there is any burning question at the moment, I will think we meet again on day two which is, unless there's a question, I will take that. Otherwise, I will say thank you all for attending and for all your comments, and I appreciate you alerted me when the page was not visible. That was encouraging because it shows you're paying attention and you're watching the information being shared. All right, I will say it's been a nice time talking about this important topic. Do not take the message and do nothing with it, but put it into practice. It's intended to be of immense benefit and of immense value. I look forward to seeing you next session, and that time we will dig deep into this topic of financial empowerment. Otherwise, you take care and all the best.